Yes, people, Football, and welcome back to another video. I was just minding my business, watching Boxing Day, watching Arsenal beat West Ham 3-1, and then what do I see? A notification from Fabrizio Romano that Liverpool completed the signing of Cody Gakpo. This came completely out of the blue. I didn't even see they were in advanced talks. I just saw, bang, Liverpool signed Gakpo. And what a signing. I'm hearing it's £37 million with additions maybe leading it up to £50 million for Liverpool. And this is a great signing. We're talking about a player that literally lit up the World Cup for Netherlands, getting 3 goals in each of the group stage matches and being a pivotal part of their side. A young player as well, playing for PSV. I watched both his games against Arsenal this season and he was looking good, especially in that second game. He's a tall player that can still be good with the ball at his feet and play across the front line. And he's a player Liverpool dearly needed, let's be honest. They've had injury problems throughout their front three. We've got Diaz, who can't seem to stay fit, alongside Jota, and of course Bobby Firmino, who's, let's be honest, nearing the end of his timeline at Liverpool Football Club. The only 2 recognised attackers are Mohamed Salah and Darwin Núñez, who can't seem to finish the ball for whatever reason. I don't know what's going on with that brother. He makes brilliant runs, but just cannot shoot. Now they've got someone that can play across that front three in Cody Gakpo. And let's be honest, he's a perfect type of Liverpool player. They've snatched him right from United, and Cody Gakpo will be thanking his lucky stars that he did not go Manchester United Football Club, because Liverpool are a much better run football club than United, and I think they'll get the better out of this player. Jurgen Klopp, we know he's good at training these type of players, and we know how they're going to utilise him. He's going to be someone that's going to slot him beautifully alongside Salah and Núñez. I can see it almost being like Cody Gakpo on the left wing, Núñez up front, and then Salah right wing. But of course, as we all know, with a lot of attacks nowadays, that can be interchangeable across the front three. Liverpool, we know they needed business. Klopp was calling for it. He hasn't really been backed over the past few seasons, and that's a shame because they were really close to Man City, and I think they just run out of steam this season a little bit because they have fallen off. They're looking to make a recovery now, and of course beating Aston Villa today 3-1 goes a long way towards that recovery up the Premier League table for Liverpool, but they need reinforcement. Ideally in midfield for that football club, I'm going to be honest, because their legs are going. Fabinho, Henderson, old players, Thiago as well. They've got old players in that midfield. And the players that can replace them, Keita, is he good enough for Liverpool Football Club? I've had my doubts from when they first signed him. Oxlade-Chamberlain, okay, he played decent today, but he's been more utilised further up the pitch than in midfield. So for me, ideally they need the midfielder, but will they have to wait until the summer transfer window for that to happen to bring in someone of the likes of Jude Bellingham, world class like that? We'll have to see. But this signing up front is massively needed. And furthermore, despite all of his ability, it's the mental boost for the team. We saw what happened last season when Liverpool signed Luis Diaz, another attacking player. It lit up Liverpool. He was a catalyst for that whole team and a catalyst for that run that almost led them to win the Premier League at the end of last season. And the Champions League as well, they almost won. They were in all 4 cup competitions. Well, all 4 3 cup competitions and the Premier League right until the death really, and only escaped with the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. So can Cody Gakpo be that type of player? I really do think so. I'm a massive fan of this guy. I've seen him score technically brilliant goals in the World Cup for the Netherlands. Okay, I'm going to be honest. If it was just based off PSV performances, I would not really have got off my seat for this one. But I watched him in the World Cup. And if you want to judge a player, you watch them in the World Cup, because that is the pinnacle of football tournaments. If you can show up in the World Cup, you can show up on any stage in my book. And he showed up big time in that World Cup. I had him in my fantasy team, I'm going to be honest. I had him in my fantasy team for that World Cup because I know he's that type of player that can score those type of goals. And he can bring something like that to the Anfield. Liverpool dearly need that player. Let's talk about other recruitments as well. I already spoke about midfield. What else for Liverpool? For me, recruitment-wise, if you get a midfielder in, you've got your attacking Gakpo, I think they're sorted, Liverpool. They just need to find that belief in that squad again. We all know what Liverpool are capable of. There's still people tipping Liverpool to get back into the top 4. That's how much respect we have for that football club over what they've achieved over the previous 3 to 4 seasons. Even though they're not playing their great football, and they get rolled over easily at times, everyone has respect for this football club. The problem is respect will diminish. It will diminish as Liverpool get worse and worse. So they do need to rebound as quick as they can. This World Cup break, honestly, blessing in disguise. For a lot of teams, the likes of Arsenal, for example, Newcastle potentially even, this World Cup could maybe have been a problem. Could hinder their momentum. Liverpool, they needed it. It's a refresh. They can literally get it going right from the beginning again, galvanise the team and say, look, whatever happened before the World Cup, happened before the World Cup. It's a fresh season now. Let's get all our troops in, Hopefully we've got some bodies back from injury and let's start to attack this Premier League again. We saw last season when they were dead and buried, it seemed, against Man City in a title race, and they still made a recovery. They're not as far back this time, and there's a lot more games to go. Liverpool can make a recovery and chase. Do I think they're going to win the league? Absolutely not. I think they're a million miles away. I think they're even playing worse football than Arsenal nowadays, let's be honest. I think Arsenal are playing better football than them. And Man City, although they are playing better football than them, their quality is better than Liverpool as well. But can Liverpool mount some kind of challenge and especially affirm themselves in a top 3 place? 100%, more than achievable. They're probably still favourites at this time, despite the fact they're not even in top 4 right now, I don't believe. So the main ambition for Liverpool is get some confidence back into the squad. Give Trent Alexander-Arnold some confidence because his brother's been lacking it from all accounts. Get some more players firing. Get Núñez on the score sheet because this man's making beautiful runs but cannot seem to score. Get Salah some goals as well and start to rise up this Premier League table and maybe make one or more signings in this window, especially hopefully a centre mid for them. But overall, what a signing for Liverpool in Cody Gakpo. Player that lit up the Dutch League and also the World Cup, was a breakout player and is now becoming to the Premier League and Anfield. I'm excited to see him. As always, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe to iFootball for all your football related news. I hope to see you all in my next video.